Ambassador.
Yes.
I'm interested in what you think 100 years from now history will remember Donald Trump.
Wow, that's an interesting question. You get the prize for the question I haven't been asked. You know, I always say, they tell me, they're like, well, how do you plan for debate prep? And I always say, I've done over 80 town halls in New Hampshire and Iowa. That's all the debate prep I need, but you take it to a whole new level. I'm not going to lie. How do I think he will be remembered? Time does funny things. My thought will be that he was the right president at the right time. He broke things that needed to be broken. He listened and brought in a group of people who felt unheard, like where I grew up, rural South Carolina. He was strong on foreign policy and getting America's respect in the world. He was thin-skinned and easily distracted. He didn't do anything on fiscal policy and really spent a lot of money, and we're all paying the price for it. He did do a better job than Biden on the border, really trying to corral that in and stop that. He used to be good on foreign policy, and now he has started to walk it back and get weak in the knees when it comes to Ukraine. A terrible thing happened on January 6th, and he called it a beautiful day, and in the eyes of America, it was a terrible day.
Ambassador, right now, you say you're running in second place. 49% of the people in New Hampshire right now are going to re-elect Donald Trump. That'll be a mistake. What are you going to do between now and the New Hampshire primary to convince the people of New Hampshire to vote for you rather than Donald Trump? And I can't ask the second question, but would you tell Mr. Flagg whether you like campaigning in Iowa or New Hampshire?
Now he kind of made me forget the first question. Okay, so with y'all are a feisty bunch. I'm not gonna lie. So when it comes to Trump having 49%, look, the media is obsessed about Trump. And when it comes to questions about what I think about Trump, I will tell you, I want to give that relationship first, and then we'll go into what. I had a great working relationship with Trump. And the reason I had a great working relationship is when he wanted to do something, if it was good, I rallied, I supported, I wanted America to win. If he was doing something bad, I showed up in his office, or I called him and I would say, you cannot do that, but instead you could do X, Y, or Z. I always gave him options. And he would say, well, how do you see that playing out? And he knows I saved him on a few things. So he appreciated that I wasn't a yes person to him. Now, when I decided to run, and I told you I thought he was the right president at the right time. I don't think he's the right president now. When I decided to run, I called him. And the reason I called him was, one, he gave me the job. It was the right thing to do. And two, I wanted him to know I was in it to win it. And I said, we cannot continue to go forward like this. We've got to leave the past in the past, and I'm going full force to win. And so he knows that. He's very aware of where we are. Now the media wants to talk to you constantly about him because that's where their ratings are. But let's look at the truth of the matter. First of all, if they're showing you national polls, that's just not going to matter. You know that. Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina will decide where we go. What we have seen, I think it was a mistake he wasn't on the first debate stage, and his numbers have dropped a bit. He's not going to be on the second debate stage. I think that's going to hurt him. You can't win the American people by being absent. You just can't. The American people want you to fight for them. They want to know what you're going to do. They're going to want to know solutions. You can't just not be on a debate stage because you're so high in the polls. You've got to show not what you did in the last 4 years, what are you going to do in the next 4? How are you going to fix what was broken? What else are you going to do? He's going to have to give these answers. And I trust Iowans, I trust Granite Staters, and I trust South Carolinians to hold him to that. The other thing is a lot of people like to compare this to 2016. This is not 2016 when we had 17 people on the stage. We started with 13. On the debate stage, you saw it was 8. Next week, we're going to the debate stage. It will be 6. Going into Iowa, my guess is we're looking at 4, maybe 5. Couple will drop off in Iowa. They'll come to New Hampshire. I think you're looking at 3, maybe 4. Couple will drop off, and you'll have a head-to-head in my sweet home state of South Carolina. So listen, y'all do your job here. I'll do my job there. Get used to this face, because you're going to be seeing me a lot. I'm going to do whatever it takes to earn every single one of your support. But I will leave you with this. When I ran against that longest-serving legislator in a primary, people laughed at me. And I got to work, and I earned their support, and I won. When I ran for governor, I ran against a lieutenant governor, an attorney general, a very popular congressman, and a state senator. I was Nikki Who. I had 3% in the polls. I had the least amount of money. But I worked South Carolina like no one else, and we won. When I got to the United Nations, they said I didn't have enough experience. And I got to work, and I took the kick me sign off of our backs. I have been underestimated in everything I've ever done. And it's a blessing, because it makes me scrappy. No one's going to outwork me in this race. No one's going to outsmart me in this race, because we have a country to save. So if you like what I've had to say today, go tell 10 people. Tell them to go to NikkiHaley.com. Tell them to volunteer. Tell them to give $5, $10, $25 today. Tell them to join our fight. And if you don't like what I've had to say today, shh. Just don't say anything and don't tell anyone you were here. God bless you. I know I owe you an answer for Iowa or New Hampshire. So the answer is which one I like better? Do you want me to win? God bless you. Thank you very much.